Thank you. Everybody, it is so great to be here. All right, we have a great show.
Hello, everybody. I bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Bet you weren't expecting Seth. Can you guys just confirm to me that you guys hear me okay? And we're going to get started. Good to see everybody. Good to see our friends in here. Yeah, very. Thank you for. I think it was Mambi. Was it? Thank you for sharing the news of James Earl Jones. Yes, very sad indeed. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you, Kati and Connie. Thank you guys. It was very sad about James Earl Jones. I'm sorry to hear that. At least he did live a long life. He brought a lot of happiness to a lot of people, and we're gonna have to do. We might have to do something special another day for James Earl Jones. Let's say hello to see who's in here. Hello, Connie Cleary. Good to see you, Connie. Good to see you, my friend. And Snortapupus. Good to see you, Snorta. Hawo. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, Sci-Fi Mombi. She's been streaming or took us off. She has been streaming and streaming and streaming. Good for you, young lady. I hope you don't wear yourself out, though. Make sure you guys check her out. And guys, use your wrenches. Let us know, Mommy, let us know when your next stream is. Everybody else, please do the same. If you are a trusted creator and don't have a wrench, let me know. Good to see you, Kelsey. How you doing? And yeah, it was Mombi. Thank you, Mombi, for sharing that news with us. Very, very sad. Let's see. Hey, Gati, good to see good to see our friend Gati here. And hopefully we're gonna invite Gati. I would like to invite Gati back to pick a topic and to talk about it with her, because she was a great co-host. And love to have her back to talk about All Shift Happily. Captain Phantom Nerd, good to see you, Cap. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us here. Oh, and that's very sweet, Connie. Thank you for the message. Thank you for what you do, BJ. Most appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so dear. And thank you for that comment. And I've been seeing you popping up on panels lately, Connie. Interesting. Good. It's nice to listen to you, my friend. And Lady Mist, how are you doing, Lady Mist? It's great to see you. And it's good to see you, my friend. And yes, of course, she's saying hello to her I was going to say her boyfriend, Arg. She's saying hello to Arg. And it's good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for saying hello to each other. PJ's always fixing something. He's always fixing something. It's like Han Solo and Chewie on the Millennium Falcon. They're always fixing something. There's always something there to fix. I don't want to miss anybody. Hello, Maria Tiantelli. Good to see you, Maria, the hostess with the mostess. And great content you guys have been doing with Cameron. Amazing stuff. I would imagine some of that is going to get chopped up and put into short format. That was great. Some great content with Cameron. And happy belated Star Trek Day from Star Trek actor and Orville actor Philip Gaming. Good to see you, Philip O'Reilly. Good to see you, my friend, my evil Vulcan friend. In case you guys don't know, Philip is an authentic. He's an authentic evil Vulcan, thanks to Terry. Hello to Terry, and hello to Terry if Terry is out there lurking. You never know. Some of these guys are lurking. A lot of these producer types like to lurk. Terry's out there lurking sometimes, I know. LDG, good to see you. LDG is free in the net for everybody. And by the way, we're going to have LDG on at some point, I hope, to talk about his project and how he's free in the net. So hopefully sometime soon. Um, yeah, CJH. Thank you, CJH, for sharing as well. Yeah, sad news about James Earl Jones. Wow. We might put up a picture of him in the background a little bit later. Um, yeah, very sad. Hello, JPRPH1. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, JPRPH1. And another good friend, the time prophet himself, the travel. He's traveling through time, and he's making some time to hang out with us. Thank you, time prophet. Good to see you, my friend. Um, yeah. And John Beagle Dad, good to see John Beagle Dad. Good to see you, my friend. Um, good to see you, my friend. Um, I got to catch up and talk Kennedy Space Center because you've done a lot of filming down there. Um, yes, that's why I want to finish saying hello to everybody who is. Thank you, Gati. Everybody who is here. Medallion, good to see you, Medallion. Yes, thank you for sharing as well. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Yeah, we might have to do something special for James Earl Jones. Very, very, very. What a wonderful. He brought so much happiness to so many people. Um, so much happiness to so many people. Um, and thank you for those kind words before. Thank you for those kind words, Connie. Um, I've been trying to put out a content. I'm struggling because I'm balancing work and personal life. Yeah, it's you got to revive this. You want to revive the channel. That's good, man. That's cool. That's cool. Anybody with the banking speak on top? Oh, I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Um, well, listen, we're going to talk a little bit about positivity and negativity, and it's a big topic. It has a lot to do with how our per- our potential. It greatly affects our potential to be productive. Um, okay, alrighty. So yeah, so we're bringing back well, my little sabbatical has ended, and we're doing some planetary coaching things. So I I'm a big listen. People have told me, oh, you're pathologically optimistic, PJ. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's repulsive how pathologically optimistic you are. Um, you know, it's a badge I wear with pride because if it we're gonna live our lives anyway, right? Why not be optimistic about it? And why not be joyful about it? And why not be um, inspired by the previous stream from Elena? Yeah, I was waiting for Elena to finish. I wanted to be there supporting her, actually, CJH. um, time private low piracy is that. um, yeah, listen. I'm very yeah. I know it annoys some people in my personal life. BJ is way too optimistic. The glass is half empty and full. My glass is not only half full. My glass is up to the brim, and it's overflowing. Usually. And people who know me better, like Maria knows me pretty well, like she can attest to that. I think optimism is also intelligent. That is very interesting, Kati. So would you say, could you say that's an interesting point? And by the way, I actually think Kati's very optimistic as well. Kati, would you say, for example, that it's very logical? What is it? Would you agree it's very logical to be optimistic? Um, There is no glass. And listen, Time Prophet is not pessimistic. He's just funny. He's just funny. I know Time Prophet pretty well. He's just funny. Um, the emotion that comes forth in the moment of each person is valid, whether that is positive or negative. But to dwell always in negativity is not healthy. And that is a very good point too, Medallion. And that's something we're going to talk about. And I'm glad you're bringing it up because, yeah, it's important to express yourself, and it's important and therapeutic to go through things, especially you might have to work through pain or negativity or certain things. But the key question here is what Medallion is saying about dwelling. Do you dwell there? Now, do you dwell there? Do you propagate it? Do you do you sorry, the new headset's kind of bugging me a little bit today. Do you dwell in it? Do you propagate it? Do you swim and bathe in it? That's the question. And absolutely, Medallion's absolutely right. There's things where we're going through life that you have to work through. You have to go through the phases of going through pain, going through loss, right? And there is a we're here to experience all aspects in our life. Now, it's really how it's not so much about how um it's really about how we handle life and how we handle the negativity, right? Um People are just conditioned to be sad and miserable. Kathy, that is a very good point. I actually agree with the fact that we are conditioned to be sad and miserable. Some more than others. Some people don't realize how um, there's aspects of society and of reality. The All Shift Happily community talks about the installation with Tim, and that is like there is a lot there to that. What if, all right, let's say, all right, humanity is the way it is, right? But if on top of humanity you're just throwing on like certain kinds of sabotage, and then humanity just sabotages itself in many ways, and people sabotage themselves. um, I'm just existing. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. I'm just existing in a middle plane with a ton of bills and loneliness and wanting to lose weight, but I always get hungry and trying to fast. You know, um, CJH, I would hope that you. I've heard that a lot in our community, and there is some truth to that about being lonely. But I would hope that you can at least feel the love of our community online. And guys, let's take a second and put in a heart. Put in a heart in the chat, guys. Put in a heart to just show love and support to CJH, um, and to all of us, and to show that there is love. There is love here. You are loved, and it's interesting because if it wasn't for this medium, most of us, would probably have not have met, right? So there is a blessing. There is a blessing to this medium, even though it's important. Like, I say this all the time. It's important to leave the computer, leave the iPad, leave your phone, and just get out. Get sunlight on you, get exercise, get out. People, there's in the greater nerd community, especially people who are kind of working on the computer all day for their jobs, that we are too attached to the sedentary lifestyle, right? And it's important, guys. Put in a heart to show love, to show CJH our love, and show everybody else. We show everybody else our love. Put in a heart. Put in a heart. Put in a couple of hearts in the chat, guys. LDGs next stream. Awesome. Thank you, Curtis. Hey, Captain Spire. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, my friend. It's nice to see you, and thank you for this. Thank you for the super chat, Captain Spire. Star Trek and well-loved shows lean themselves to optimism. Absolutely. It's no surprise that with recent Twisted remakes that many view through a mirror darkly. Um, I gotta say, yeah, there's a lot of darkness, and there's a lot of darkness, and there's a lot of division, fomenting division, and fomenting, propagating division in the name of diversity, instead of unity. Absolutely agree, Captain Spire. Thank you so much, my friend. It's good to see you. Great to see you, Captain Spire. And and it's awesome. Thank you guys so much. See you on all those hearts in the chat, and all those hearts in the chat. Thank you guys. Um, oh, I'm so sorry, Prophet. No, well, listen. This discussion. Sorry, I missed this. Um, this discussion, Prophet. Um, does not apply to this moment of pain and loss that you're going through. Um, I remember what you were. I remember this, and we have to go through our loss. You have to go through your loss. And again, like Medallion said before, it's a question of down the road when you're getting through it. When you're, there you will get through it. Even though we always remember, but we can remember the good things, right? Um, you have to go through your pain now, and the idea is that at some point, um, things will look brighter. And when things start to look brighter, when you see little glimpses of sunlight, rays of light, um, don't don't dwell, don't engage the negativity or the sadness or the depression, because we're not here to be permanently. We're here to experience everything, but we're not here to stay in that in those negative and dark places, right? And those sad places. And forgive me, my our heart goes out to you, Time Prophet, and I'm sure that that with time, and I'm sure you're, you know, putting some hearts there in the chat too for Time Prophet, guys. Throw a show Time Prophet, put in some hearts for Time Prophet, and show him the love that he has here in our in our friendly community, and show him the love and support of his friends online. Um, and our heart goes out to you and your family, Time Prophet. You will you will at some point. I know you're going through a lot, my friend. I know, Time Prophet. A little bit. I know it's not easy right now, but but even now, even now, when you're going through hard times, we can at least, at the very least, we can use them as learning experiences, right? It's very important if we have to go through the hard times. It's important we learn um, from them whatever lesson is there to be learned. And a lot of times that lesson is very simple. That just to appreciate the good times, and to appreciate what we have, and to appreciate what we had and who we had in our lives, right? Um, guys, throwing a couple of hearts in there for Time Prophet. Um, First, we're human. It's easy to get trapped in negativity. It is, and it can be. It can be. And again, we don't want to stay there. Do not stay there. We want to try not to stay there. In Britain, we are brought up to be negative because it rains all the time. We never given the American dream. I know, my friend. I know those are the. I have a lot of British friends, a lot of UK friends, and I kind of know that there's something about the culture that's rigid and in some ways, right? Not in all ways, but I know some of those comments that you guys say are half joking, half serious. Um, but and climate. Listen, the climate does the climate does affect people's moods. Absolutely, and it's important to do what you can if the climate is, affecting your lifestyle and mood. But I'm happy and strong mentally than I ever been. But my God, negativity is strong. Okay, CJH. Yeah. Well, let me say this, guys. If let's ask ourselves, and I want to catch up with the chat, but let's ask ourselves while I catch up with the chat. Ask yourselves, how does this negativity serve me at this moment? Why or what benefit do I get from the negativity? What benefit am I getting from the negativity? And what might engaging too much in the negativity be causing? Can it be causing more negativity? Can it be impeding my creativity? Can it be impeding my ability to see opportunities? Can it be impeding my um, could it be impeding good things from coming into my life? Express yourself with 15 pieces of flair. Right, Phil. Um, Optimist, the glass is half full. Pessimist, the glass is half empty. Realist, that's urine, isn't it? It's funny. You guys are funny. You guys are always funny. If you are negative, you are never disappointed. Oh, time profit. Oh, I've known a lot of people who've said stuff like that. And if you set your expectations low, you won't be disappointed. Um, and there's a very that's a very safe thing to say, isn't it? Um, at the same time, you do have to realize too that life can improve. And what happens is once life starts to improve, you're kind of um, once life starts to improve, sometimes if you're too accustomed to having low expectations and negative expectations, when life starts to improve, like you don't believe it. Oh, I don't believe this can happen, and you fall back. So it is important to open that window. It is important, Plan Profit. Hello, Deej. Good to see my friend Deej. Deej, are we getting some farm videos? When are we getting those farm videos, Deej? I love, love, love. I swear to God, I know Deej's farm videos don't go viral, but there's nothing like Deej on a tractor to brighten brighten my day. Negativity knows all your weaknesses and flaws and is strong enough to drag you down, but you need to get back up regardless. Awesome. Yes, CJH. And it's funny because CJH here is almost personifying negativity. And there is some truth to that. There is like a belief system, right? A belief system almost takes on a life of its own, isn't it? And it's very interesting because our friend Tim Tactics, was on Jeff Mara podcast the other day, and it was a great, great session. And he started talking about, but in very big societal level terms, he started talking about how belief systems um, um, kind of create reality, right? They kind of become real, and he was talking about like believing in a deity and or etc. And if you putting it, if thousands of millions of people are putting out this thing to the universe, sometimes they're getting a response, right? And so there is belief systems, even if they are individual, and they have a kind of there's an element to them that they have a life of their own. And what happens if you're living on a planet with too many negative people on them? What is that? Does that hinder you more? Does it hinder you more? Um, yes, my friend. Um, Teague, I need my pain. It makes me who I am. It. Thank you for that comment, my friend Teague, and thanks for the support for the 13 months, my friend. Guys, Teague has got a great channel going. I'm loving what Teague is doing. He is saving. Listen, Teague is continuing to save Trek, but he's being more optimistic about it, and he's being more You are. I know you need your pain. I know you need your pain, but you need your pain just for a little bit. You don't need it like all day long. You don't need it all day long, my friend. And I can see that in you. I can see you don't need it all day long. And I can see the positivity and the creativity in Teague's channel, and the poor guy is shadow banned from all his battles with Paramount, like Doomcock and like my channel too. Um, but he's a trooper, and thank you, my friend. Thank you for the $2 super sticker, my friend. And let me just check the super sticker what it is. And but great content over there on Teague's channel. You guys want to? Hey you, hey you. I see that pair super sticker. Thank you, my friend. Um, yeah, it's also I also think I also think he's paraphrasing Captain Kirk in Star Trek Five, isn't he? So my question back at you, T, is what does God need with a starship? What does God need with a starship? DJ Ronnie, good to see you. Oh my God, I forgot to get back to you, DJ. Not a real DJ. Ronnie, I forgot to get back to you. I got to get back to you, my friend. I forgot to get back to you. Oh, geez. It's been crazy. I'm going to get back to you, my friend. Um, oh, damn. Sorry, time for, yeah. Thank you for the support. You guys are showing each other, everybody. Um, and I got to catch up with the chat. It's about balance. I don't like toxic positivity either. That's just denying emotions, your mind, and needing to be. That's an interesting thing. There is such a thing as just toxic positivity, and the thing with me, for example, Medallion, is that I think that some people, everybody's different, right? I think I'm very good at integrating what people who are very, very optimistic are very good at integrating stuff. So it depends on how good you are at integrating stuff. It depends on how. It doesn't mean you're good or worse at stuff. It just means it depends on the time you need to process and integrate stuff, right? And that's a great comment, though. Thank you, T. I mean, Medallion. And oh, well, enjoy, cherish it, Curtis, while you have him. And thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you, everybody, for the hearts to show our friends the support. We're not Vulcans yet. We yes, we are not Vulcans yet. Um, thank you for that support. What's love got to do with it? It's a second emotion. Um, they want to go to the gym, but I'm always broke. Listen, there is so much we can do. I I personally really enjoy going to the gym, CJH, and sometimes I don't have time. But there's if you can get into good habits without the gym membership, and you can get into good habits at home, going outside for a jog, going out for a walk, doing push-ups. There's lots of different ways, and I would suggest, to be honest, about to get good ideas about getting your mobility and exercise. You need to have mobility every day, guys, to whatever degree you can. And to whatever degree you can, whatever you can, even like somebody like our friend Bird, who was in the, bedbound. Um, even in Bird's situation, you need to get the mobility you can. Um, I would suggest CJH to like surf YouTube. There's lots of ideas on YouTube of how to get good exercise, just with a couple of chairs at home, like just between two chairs at home, get great exercise. Um, Purge all your emotion, embrace only logic. Yes, Mr. Spock. Um, I've been taking walks outside of work lately, but I need to ride my bike more. Yeah, yeah. Again, thank you for the hearts, guys, for all our friends here, for CJH and for Time Profit. Um, at least nobody is fermenting calculus, or fomenting calculus. Um, and just be real. Too much positive feels fake, and too down feels miserable. So you need that. That's really funny because I've been accused of being fake. And but not in, I mean, in like in one-on-one scenario. like especially like a girlfriend or something, or past girlfriend or something, like I that's not me. It's just that's who I am. Like that's who I am. I cannot stay in the negativity. I mean, I have. Everybody does at some point or another, but not generally. So again, it is about on an individual basis, guys. Um, it's about how much time you need to integrate what's going on, process what's going on. And once you integrate and process what's going on, right, then you can say, I don't need to stay there. I'm going to go be happy, right? Now, if you're integrating and processing stuff, you're there. That's where you are, and that's okay. And you need to go through that. Um, Good news, everyone. I lost 13 pounds this past weekend. Food poisoning. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Deej. I'm so sorry. 13 pounds is a lot, Deej. That's a lot. I'm sure you're exaggerating a little bit. Um, but guys, weight loss is an important thing, especially in the greater nerd community with our sedentary lifestyles. Um, I swear to God, I'm gonna start doing like streams. If I had a good internet connection, I'm not sure. I'm I've thought about actually doing streams like just or maybe a podcast stream, like no visual, but like while I'm out for a walk or jog or something. Yeah, I'm sorry for the food poisoning, Deeds. Get better. Um, get some uh, get some good bacteria in your gut. Oh, geez. The dark negativity will always claw its way into your life. It will find any and all weaknesses, flaws, and cracks and holes just to get to you, but need to be strong and say no. Yeah, and also let me just say this too. Listen, it has a lot to do with our expectations. Okay, it has a lot to do with our expectations. It has a lot to do with what the frame that we are contributing to our reality, guys. And I don't want to sound all like law of attraction, law of vibration right now, but there is truth to that. There is truth to the law of vibration. The vibe you are putting out, right? The vibe you are putting out has a lot to do with you know what you are receiving, right? What's in your environment, the framework which you view life has a lot to do with what you're getting. So it's better to view things in a positive light, in a healthier light, because it's going to end up influencing what you're attracting and what you're bumping into. And let me listen. If you are in a bombed out um, state that goes on and on and on, right? Depressive state. One thing that's going to happen to you is you're not going to see opportunity. You will not see opportunities the same way as if you were in a more positive state. Just that right there is a very good reason to try to be to try to be in a higher level emotional state. Yeah, thanks guys for supporting each other. Pops, good to see you, my friend. Good to see my friend Pops in here. You have to give yourself permission to be sad, angry, frustrated, etc., but keep trying to stay active. Find positive things to keep you moving. And of course, our friend Pops is another wonderfully positive individual who is, doing so much good for the community. And Pops is one of those people out there who I expect to be his channel is going to just grow and grow. Guys, all you guys, all you guys who are out there, CJ8s, Curtis, Pops, please use your wrenches. You guys are all wonderful creators. Please put in your wrenches and put in your so people are subscribing to you. If you are not subscribed, guys, we grow together. If there's somebody you're not subscribed to in the chat, please subscribe to them. You see their link. Being sad and emotional is normal and healthy. Yes, Kathy. Let me just see if I can catch up with the being sad when we are sad is also being authentic. That's true, Kathy. Let me catch up with the chat a little bit. They do ironically that the primal scream therapy is great, but for that, I recommend going somewhere like the woods. Yeah. Oh, so you're that guy yelling in the woods who creeped us out, CJH. Or solid proof room. That's funny, CJH. But that's a good point. That is a good point, though. I spoke with Arwen, who lost her spouse. So, yeah. Oh, thank you for that's a listen. Arwen has been very helpful telling her story. Arwen has been very helpful telling her story about her process, the process with her losing her husband. And by the way, isn't Arwen now that isn't Arwen somebody who spreads a lot of cheer and joy? Her laughter is obviously contagious. Arwen's laughter is absolutely contagious, and her she is apart from being a barrel of laughs, sometimes most of the time, she's just fun to be around, and she's pleasant to be around because of her. She's been through a lot, but she there's somebody who is processed, and even though she's still processing, she's trying to enjoy life. Thank you, Pops, for sharing that. Guys, you might want to go check that stream out with Pops and Arwen. Negativity causes you to go inwards, raise your walls to protect yourself. It absolutely can, yeah. Now, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons you won't see opportunity. An opportunity might be knocking at your door, and you're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear the knocking. You're not going to hear the knocking. Well, I only ever did that once I was in the early 20s, and I had plenty of anger. I'm sure you had good reason to do it, my friend. You're never let down because most of the time you are never. Listen, that is a very good point, and there is a positive reinforcement. Isn't it funny? And it's funny because in the spiritual community, you hear people like Bashar talking about this kind of stuff. In psychology, there's absolutely positive reinforcement to negative belief systems. That you said it right there. You said it right there, Time Prophet. Thank you for sharing that. But isn't it funny that a negative belief system is using positive reinforcement? Because most of the time you're right. Yep, you were right. You were absolutely right. Being so negative and so pessimistic and so down and out. See, you were right. When the negative belief system is saying that to you, you were right. It's a trap. That's what it is. It's a trap. So you cannot stay in that trap. And we've all been there. Some of us have been there more than others. Everybody's been there. Okay. But you can't stay there. And once you see what Time Prophet is talking about, thank you for pointing that out, Time Prophet. Once you see the negative belief system giving you positive reinforcement, that's an alarm. That's a big red flag. Maybe it's a warning sign to tell you can't stay there too long. You can't stay there too long. You're going to have to stop. You're going to have to stop visiting that place. People can surround themselves in negativity, so they don't such such a shock. They don't have such a shock to the system for the next thing. But and again, there is the positive reinforcement of a negative belief system, and that's good. You played it safe. You didn't have high expectations. You had you were kind of thinking that this bad thing might happen, and it did. And so you were good. You were right in having negative expectations, right? That's the negative belief system talking to you. That's what you have to realize, that this negative belief system, it almost has a life of its own. That's fucked up. It almost has a life of its own. And what's more fucked up is that it's using positive reinforcement to tell you to keep having negative expectations. Isn't that something? Thank you, Medallion. Um, yeah, dude, be careful. When I was younger, as like a student, yeah, you try to you it's better to throw it out and not have to teach. It's better to throw it out. If you got doubts, it's better to throw it out. Don't it's not worth the getting sick. True, you can risk but the good things that God is trying to give you. Yeah, that's true. There are many good things that God is trying to give you, that the universe is trying to give you. Um, and you again, thank you, Curtis. The blunt, it can blunt your ability to see opportunity. Lady Mist, so good to see you, my friend. Arg is like just won't stop talking about Lady Mist. Where am I gonna, I would love to watch farm stuff. Yeah, I know, right? For those of us in the New York City area, we love to watch farm stuff. Don't we, Rodney? Are you little sheep? This is not Susan Sheepherder. Check your Garrett. Which okay, there's a link that DJ Rodney is putting in there. There's a yin yang about it. You can perfectly be positive, but you can't be perfectly negative either. You can't be perfectly positive, but you can't be perfectly negative either. He loves the Klingon pain sticks. They don't like me very much. Yeah, that's a Star Trek 5 quote. Oh my god, am I that far back in the chat? Dear me. Admiral Teague's channel. Thank you, Curtis, for being a good wrench, my friend. As you guys know, we have an army of wrenches in here, and we have an army of wrenches. If you are created a trusted creator who has a wrench, please, as well as supporting our friends, we appreciate it. I want you to put your own stuff in there. Make sure you're also putting your own stuff in there, Curtis, and everybody else who's got a wrench. For my content, my shtick is to talk about having quality content, my lack thereof, and upload AI edited. Yeah, you've got some. It's got some. CJH has got some pretty cool stuff on his channel, guys. Make sure you are checking him out. And he's in the midst of revamping and pushing his channel forward. What does God need with a starship? Yeah, exactly. Holy crap! I am way back in the chat. Yes. Hey, Carlo. Good to see you, Albanese. Good to see you, Carlo Albanese. Please, thank you for, rest in peace, James Earl Jones. God only knows. Good to see you, Carlo. What if God was one of us? He might need a starship to get around. And absolutely, hail Kuroga. Hail Kuroga. Hail Kuroga. Hail to our Kurogan leader. And Deej, we got to talk, by the way. We got to talk about Mama Pray. And I mean, I know you guys are in charge of all that. If we're doing something with Bird's channel, if you guys are doing something with Bird's channel, count me in. If any way to keep it going, okay? We've got is what it was. Yeah. You know what? Aren't we all God in a way, in the sense that we're a little piece of God? What if we're all a little piece of God? If we were not meant to have negative emotions, we wouldn't have evolved to have them. That's a good point. Absolutely. But we also have positive ones as well. Yeah. And we can choose. We can choose. Listen, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Yeah, we could be prepared, but I would um I would get rid of that get rid of that expectation that's on this, especially on the subconscious, like it, oh, like you, it's like, listen, you, let's say you prepare for the worst, right? Now, there's a little bit of ego involved here. This is a great point. Thank you for bringing this up, Time Prophet. Um, you're there. Listen, you prepare for the worst, but you don't want to have to be right. Like your ego doesn't have to be right. Oh yeah, I'm preparing for this hurricane, but you know what? Um, I'm preparing for this hurricane, but I I want to be so right that the hurricane is going to destroy my neighborhood, right? We don't have to have the ego. You don't have to put the ego behind and want to be right about the negativity. There's people like that. There's people like that in this community. There's people like that. There's friends of mine who have called out for that. So um, thank you for bringing that up, Time Prophet. Hey, James Caserta, science fiction author and wonderful musician who has played live here on Orville Nation. And hopefully we have him playing live again sometime soon. Self-fulfilling prophecy, the observer effect, says James Caserta. Good to see you, James. Yeah, there is such a thing as a self-fulfilling prophecy. Absolutely. Okay, we're almost talking about that right now. Practically, we're talking about that. Hey, Mercer Create. Yes, rest in peace, James. James Earl Jones. I've watched a video today on Facebook. I don't think I want to share it in much detail, but in the end of it, a dog died. I got home as soon as I could and hugged my dog. Listen, when you see negativity or sadness or death or whatever, when you see things that are of a general negative nature to you, and you know, it's debatable. Death is moving on, uh, in many ways, but what the important thing about a negative situation is that we learn from it. And Curtis here saw a video about a dog, and it made him go home and hug his dog. This is exactly how you need to learn and process things that are negative. What 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 do I derive from this? What do I derive? What positivity do I derive from the death of my friend Bird of Prey 5? Right? We can all ask. Most of us in here know Bird of Prey 5. What can we? What positivity can come of losing Bird? And it's not a positive thing, I would say, that we've lost him. It's a terrible thing. But can we derive? Can we learn and derive something from Bird's passing? And obviously, Bird would want us to to learn any lessons that need to be learned, right? And he would absolutely want us to learn any lessons that need to be learned. And anyway, God bless you, Bird. You are the best of us. You are the best of us, my friend. And we're going to be thinking about you a long time, my friend. And we're going to replay. I'm almost reluctant because I think Bird was with me when we interviewed a Star Trek actor who's just been a complete jerk to a lot of our friends. But there's an interview that we did with Bird that we're probably going to replay it. I don't want to say who the actor is, but we'll replay it. I think Bird and Anti-Trekker are on there. So yes, thank you for those hearts, Lady Mist, and
Misty guy there gets me all warm and fuzzy there now. Gets me all misty-eyed there.
and thank you, Arg, for brightening for brightening the day a little bit. Of course, he's Misty Girl's biggest fan. Um, Great, thank you guys. You guys are so supportive to each other. Um, and you, holy crap, fake. Am I that far back in the chat? No, I wasn't overblowing it. Oh my god, 13 pounds, Deej, you weren't? Oh geez. Hey, Mr. Lundell. Thank you. Hip Hop Hooray and Tally Ho. Good to see you, my friend. Mr. Lundell. Make sure you're putting in your next groovy movie stream, Mr. Lundell, please. X Spaces is probably a good forum for people sharing experiences, etc. I'm really listen. The spaces is very interesting. We are. I'm telling a few friends that we're going to combine. We are going to actually uh, start doing a couple of spaces while we're streaming on YouTube, which should be interesting. So thank you for yeah, the town hall format is interesting. Absolutely. Yeah. As the kids say, vibes, as the kids say these days. Uh, I live in my, you're a kid too. You're a kid too, Medallion. We're all kids. Mr. Wendell, awesome. Life needs a certain amount of pain to grow, as constant comfort leads to complacency. That is very true. Complacency is something that, let's just say, we need challenges. Life is about challenges. Now, this is a great point. Thank you for raising it, Medallion. We need challenges in life, but we don't need to make life as painful as some people are making it out to be. Okay. We don't need to make life as painful as some people make it out to be. Keep that in mind. What I'm saying is very, very true, guys. We need challenges because we don't have challenges, we get complacent, like Medallion says, right? Now, too much comfort is a challenge to overcome as well. A light workout on a rowing machine is best equipment in the gym. Just start off slow and light and build over time. Don't expect to see a change, but it'll be complete. Yeah, Carlo, that's great advice, man. That's great advice. Yeah. Yeah. What I would say about the rowing machine, that's great advice, Carlo, is be careful if you're not used to it because you could hurt yourself easily if you're not used to it. That is great advice. So go slowly. Yeah, go slow. Like Carlos says, go slow and light. Yeah, excellent. And plus vitamin C, D, and positivity. Positivity. High five there, Carlo. Thank you, Carlo. Time Prophet is such a funny guy. I can't get a rowing machine. Not enough water in my house. I have to settle with a bike. Who does not like the trash talk? Trash talking can be fun. You guys are funny. I tried down by his Wolverine Scream. It was, yeah. So CJH is that guy out there in the woods pretending to be a Sasquatch. You're pretending to be a Sasquatch, weren't you, CJH? We're going to be talking about Sasquatch and UFOs soon on post disclosure, on our post disclosure segment. And happy Star Trek month. Yes, James Darren as well. Absolutely, Vic Fontaine. Absolutely. Another thing is others will try to drag you down to level 2. You can surround yourselves with. Yeah, listen, this is very, and yeah, thank you, Medallion, as well for rest in peace, James Darren. Another great loss. Another great loss. Wonderful, wonderful actors and people. Absolutely. And give me 1 second. 1 second. All right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, others bringing you down. Now, listen, misery loves company, and I get it. If you're going through stuff, you do want company. Now, the problem is that people who are pathologically, let's just say, people who are pathologically um, in a negative state. That means they're depressive. They have a tendency to go that route. Those people have a necessity almost to. I don't want to put labels on people because people go through things in different areas of life, and some people might go through a period in their life where they're like this, but they're not like this all the time. So misery loves company, and just beware. It's okay to be there for somebody, but don't let their reality field, right? Their don't become part of their reality. Don't become part of their reality. Let me say this too. People who are very empathic, people who sympathize very much with people who are um, people who feel what other people's are feeling, people who are very empathic, have a little bit of a vulnerability, okay, to get dragged down. And it happens to all of us, and it happens but as you mature, you need to be able to identify this, and don't fall into that trap, right? um all right, I got to catch up a little bit. um and people don't ever want to see you do better than them. They see it, but people don't ever want to see. It all depends on who you surround yourself with. Now, it's true people are very competitive in certain areas, right? It also listen. It also depends on the quality of people you're surrounding with. Now, I'm not. Some people are just in better places in their lives than others, right? So you want to aim to have people who are on a higher, let's call it, as they say in spirituality, on a higher vibration, right? People who are on a higher vibration, people who are, um, eh, and this is not to criticize anybody who's going through anything, right? But it's important, again, that we do not stay there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, right? Or most of the year, or most of the week, or even most of the day. Listen, there's days when you wake up. There's days when you wake up where being happy and being joyful is a decision. And you have to make the decision. I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to enjoy the day. Fuck it. I'm going to have a wonderful day. And sometimes being happy is a decision. And on days where it's a decision, it's okay that it's a decision. And listen, like I said, there's times where you have to go through stuff, but listen, if you've had a hard week, if you had a hard couple of days, on that third day, you might need to decide, you know what? I've been like this for 48 hours. Fuck it. I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to have a great day today. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a good day. And you know what? The rest of the week is going to be a good week. And sometimes it's a decision. Um, we are losing a lot of people. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these gentlemen were older, which is good. I mean, it's good that we're not losing people who have not lived a fuller life, right? Um, my real name is James. Is it? Is it each? Yeah, James. Oh, James and James. Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah. Um, it feeds on negativity, seems James Caserta. Um, I only knew of him from DS9, but according to Google, yes. Okay. Maria Tiantelli. There's a dairy farm in Mespeth until the 80s, pretty sure. Silver Cup. um, there's little spots. There's little spots of green, right, Teague? I got to say that in the future, though, I think that cities in the future are going to be better planned out, and we might see an even. I do think that places like New York City. I mean, there are a lot of parks. There certainly are a lot of parks, but for the amount of people that there are, um, anyway, this is a different topic. Um, my friend is constantly telling me that we're living in end times. Since I'm almost 20 years older than him, I'm thinking he wants me to die. James, James is funny. You know what? End times can also mean the beginning. Is our cup half full or half empty, guys? So end times can be is the end of something is the beginning of something else. So what? So people are saying it's end times, end times, end times. Maybe it's the end of something and the beginning of something else. That's wonderful. DJ stream, check it out in a little bit, guys. In a few hours, well, a little bit. There's still a few hours left, but rest in peace, Bird of Prey. What if God was one of us, just a red shirt on a starship, trying to make his way home from the Delta Quadrant? He is. God is a red shirt medallion, and he's you and me, and we're all part of that ocean. We're all a little cup taken from that ocean, and we're all made of the same stuff, and we all got our own cups, right? Each cup is a little different, but we're all basically the same stuff, right? Um, everyone benefits from me, though, James. You're too funny. Yes, we love Mama Pray. Hey, Sandra, good to see you, Sandra. Guys, congratulations, by the way. Sandra, if you can put in Raymond's channel. Congratulations to Raymond for hitting 1K, my friend. High five, dude. You deserve it. You've been working your ass off for 3 years or more. I'm a piece of something, but I don't think it's God. Carlo, you're too funny. You guys are too funny, man. Orville isn't going to happen. What do you mean? Or you're going to sit here? You're going to sit here in September of 2024, and you're still going to say that Orville season 4 is not happening, Deej? Watch it. You never know. You never know if Seth is hanging around these parts, Deej. Never be disappointed. Never be disappointed again, guys. The never being disappointed again. I want to say this for hey Raymond, good to see you. Congrats, my friend. Congrats. You deserve it. You deserve it, Deej. I mean Raymond. Deej deserves it too, but do you deserve it for hitting 1K, my friend? You deserve it. And monetization is got to be really, really close. Raymond, when you get monetized, we got a big ass party. I want to super chat you, man. Disturbed people love company. Yes, they do. That's true. That's true. And they might need company. A lot of times, people who are going through stuff, they need that company. It's a even though they might be dragging you down, it's a call for help. There's so many times that people are calling for help, but they're not saying help. They're saying something else. They're saying whatever. And a lot of times they might be dragging you down. They might be clashing with you. They might be clashing with you, but it's really a call for help, right? Give me 1 sec, guys. 1 second. One second. I'll be right back. Excuse me. Much needed levity. Yes, we did. Hey, Doc Civil. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. Good to see you, Doc Civil. Absolutely toot your own horn, my friend. Absolutely toot your own horn. Use that wrench, and yeah. Oh, I'm so behind in the chat. That's where what's his name must have said something to Lady Mist, of course, and
What do you say there now, Misty Gal?
you're just gonna say hi to Misty Girl. You're not gonna say hi to anybody else today. Yeah, we'll see. Bird of Prey 5 made an amazing semi-satirical video about how ignorant I am of Star Trek. He said it was fun to make and people loved it. He was fun for. I want to see that. I want to see that. If you have it, put in the link, T. I'd love to see that. I have not seen it. I had been missing Bird's streams for a while, and then he stopped streaming because he wasn't doing well. And howdy, folks. Good to see the channel back up and PJ out of his sling. Oh, yes. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I got out of the sling and I'm slowly recovering. Good to see you. Good to see you, Doc Civil. Thank you for popping in. Life is a video game on the hardest, on the hardest difficulty. What if you could change the difficulty level, CJH? What if you could? Now, one of the things that I want to get to is that this is a great example. This is a great example, CJH. Thank you for framing it this way. You can absolutely change the difficulty level. Now, you change the difficulty level by doing several things, lots of things. First of all, you have to realize where you have negative programming, because there's programming in you that you don't need. And getting rid of that, as Yoda said, you have to unlearn what you have learned. This is Yoda talking. Yoda said it. You have to unlearn, Luke, what you have learned, right? So in order for Luke to learn the Force, he had to unlearn. What did he have to unlearn? His old paradigms, his prejudices and paradigms, right? So that's one thing. You have to get rid of the negative programming. You have to surround yourself with a positive environment and positive people that are good for your development. Listen, if you need to improve your surroundings, it's okay to say to a friend, I'm not, just to not see him as often or her as often or whatever. Or even if it's a family member. And this is what really throws a lot of people is family. Family throws a lot of people. Now, what can you do with family? If family is part of your problem, right? As with regards to your environment, because if family is constantly setting you off, one thing you can do is you can dosify. You can dosify, that the dose you're getting of exposure to the person or to the situation, right? Now, as also what you have to do is a lot of times your people fit together like this. People fit together like a puzzle. A lot of times you being one way will make the other person fit right into the way you're being. So a lot of times if you change this is you, right? If you change, as the analogy of a puzzle, if you change, right? If you change who you are being, right, and that form of the puzzle changes, that person will not connect with you just the right way, right? So, and I know it's kind of silly what I'm doing, but it works. Now, if you change things about you and who you are, people will be forced to interact with you differently. And sometimes what they'll do is they will fit in with you in a more constructive way. Many times they will fit in with you in a more constructive way. However, sometimes there are people who you just need to disconnect from. Okay. And if it's family, the best thing you can do is to dosify your exposure um, to them or to them in certain situations, right? And again, the fundamental thing here is to work on yourself. Change the puzzle piece. Change the puzzle piece from that to that or to that, whatever it is. Change how you are, how you interact with people, how you respond to people. Do you react to people or listen to me. Look at me, look at me. You out there. Are you reacting to people or are you responding to people? Are you reacting or are you responding? The difference is the reaction is more of a knee-jerk reaction. Okay, it involves your programming, what you're accustomed to, what naturally is going to bubble up in you. Right? Responding to somebody is an intellectual and emotional choice that you're making, and it usually responding can give you the more constructive answer to the person, and the response is usually more measured, more constructive, and it can be night and day between reacting and responding. I'm really going to town on this one, but sabotage is fun and beneficial. James loves. I love James. Andy, good to see you, my friend Andy. One of the most positive people in our community, Andy, our friend Andy. Good to see you, Andy. Andy, please plug your channel, my friend. Um, John Beagle, Dad. Always good to see you, my friend. And we got to talk Kennedy Space Center. We got to talk. He's the. Well, I think he said. I think I can say this right. John's our buddy, as Arg would say, our buddy, chummy, at Kennedy Space Center, right? Hey, Louise Sparrow. Good to see you, my friend. What was Robert Picardo spouting out about? I saw a little bit of that. I don't know. This people are very listen. People are being very passionate about politics and the political situation. I'm going to go ahead and mention something here, by the way. Excuse me. I meant to mute myself. I don't like politics. I do not like politics. However, I do think that there are things that are going on above politics. And if you see me, I am putting on, it's not on Orville Nation, by the way. I had to explain this to some people. It's not on the Orville Nation account. It is on the Inspiration TV account. The Inspiration TV account on Twitter is a big umbrella that's going to have many channels under it, including Orville Nation. So the Inspiration TV now account is addressing stuff that is above politics. And there may be comments about politicians or people, candidates, or Robert Kennedy that have done a lot of talking about Robert Kennedy and what is going on right now in the states before the United States before the election. There is a lot going on that is not about politics. It is above politics, and people need to understand that. People, especially, there's a lot of people on the left who are waking up about the reason. And this is, I'm saying this with a lot of love, right? A lot of love. There are people both on the left and both on the right that that are waking up, and I'm saying that with a lot of love. There is there are ultimately matters of control. in society, and establishment, the long-winded establishment through decades and decades and decades, right? And you see this, and I imagine Robert Picardo, James was talking about Robert. I imagine it has something to do with him being passionate about politics. Um, ask yourself this one question. My suggestion is to ask yourself this one question. Who you're going to vote for, ask yourself, are we going to be more controlled or less controlled? Forget left, right, Democrat, Republican, whatever. It's messed up enough that there's only two major parties in states. But ask yourself about control. Okay, I'm not going to get into all the deep state conspiracy stuff here, but ask yourself about control. Okay, that's the question you want to ask yourself. Don't you think that people are too optimistic, will always be let down? I'm talking about unrealistic expectations. I personally, on a personal level, I strongly disagree with that, Prophet. But because, okay, I'm going to give you an example. Let me borrow your pen, Mr. Yoda. I have a baby Yoda here. You guys can't see him. Oh, you can see him. Yeah, I have baby Yoda. All right, give me your pen. Let me borrow your pen. Oh, actually, a different pen here. Let's say you dream. Let's say you can imagine at this level, right? Let's say you can imagine. I'm going to do it on myself so you can see it. Let's say you imagine at this level, okay? These are, your dreams, your expectations. You're never going to get something above the level of your dreams, the level of your expectations, the level of what you think is reality. This is it. If you set your expectations higher, you might not get there, right? You might not get there. Okay. First they were here. Listen, first they were here where my little emblem is here, right? First they were here where my little emblem is. Okay. If you raise it, you might not get there. Maybe you'll get here. Maybe you'll get here. Maybe you'll get here. But what I can absolutely assure you is that if you keep them here, you will not get here. Okay. It's important to have at least have the expectations high in the form of at least acknowledging that there is a possibility, an open window. Okay. There's opportunity. As Mr. Spock was fond of saying, there are always possibilities. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer the rest of my life, Chuck. Absolutely. John is quite the opposite. John is a bundle of laughs. Bundle of laughs. John is a a cheery. John is a cheery, chummy, isn't he, Arg? John is a cheery, chummy. Is it? What is that? Arg, did I say that right or not? Did I say that right?
What do you say there now, Sapola boy?
Yeah, Sapola boy. We love Sapola. Arg loves Sapola boy. So yeah. Yeah. Did I say that right? Did I say that right, Arg?
Stay on target there now, page.
All right. All right, let's get back. Arg is keeping me honest. On my cell phone and can't tag. That's yeah. I hate it. There's not. I wish I could tag on when you're on Samsung. I wish it'd be easier, right? To tag. You have to literally write out somebody's whole name on your cell phone. Good to see you, Andy. Good to see you, Andy, my friend. Andy, by the way, Andy is a proponent of physical activity and exercise and just a wonderful example in our community as a martial arts instructor. And I would love, Andy, to learn more about. I would love to learn more about, and I'm not just saying this, Andy. I hope you're still there. I would love to learn more about how you're able to teach. So I know you teach people online. How you're able to teach people. What is the format? What is it, or is it easy to teach people online, even though you're, um, I would like to hear more about how you teach people online. I guess is what I'm saying. I would love to. I think we should interview Andy about that at some point. I think our community needs it. The sedentary lifestyle in the community is not healthy. It's not healthy. Andy's been saying it for years. Andy's been saying it for years. In fact, I've helped a lot of YouTubers who have much more subscribers than I, and I don't mind. Yes, you have, Time Prophet. Yes, you have, my friend. And on that note, please put in your channel. Please put in your channel, my friend. And um, I set aside February 30th for my day of positivity. Don't you love Deej's sense of humor? That calls for a Deej Peej someday. Huh, Deej? I've decided to enjoy every day regardless. Mr. Lindell is also a beacon of positivity in our community. Absolutely. Let's get some farm videos, Deej. Thank you, Mr. Lindell. Don't forget the Klingon saying it's a good day to die. Oh, Time Prophet. All right. I want to leave you guys with this 15-minute cities. In other words, prisons that you cannot leave. Oh, that's funny, Prophet. I think you're talking about the I think you're talking about when I was talking about the future of urbanization, right? And cities and stuff. I no, not the not a prison city, not those. But listen, walking to work is a nice concept, isn't it? Isn't it? It's very. I know it's very European. It's also very New York City to be able to walk to work. Um, it's a very city concept, but not. It's not always possible. Depend on where you're living and what it's at. Sometimes I don't get where someone gets something from. Maybe I missed something. Um, yeah. Listen, I do want to talk about one more thing before we go. Basil mostly water. Captain Joan Way Osborne. Um, I do want to talk about one more thing, guys. Wow, I'm really behind in the chat, huh? As we know it. No, you're not. You're not the only guy, but that makes two of us. That makes two of us, Prophet. Yes. You got to have faith of the heart, right, Prophet? I had Seth's singing voice. Seth has a great voice. Yeah. Seth has a great voice. I had another clip of Seth I had prepared. I don't think I uploaded it though. I was showing Kati the other day though. I was showing Kati a different, not this one, but a different clip of Seth doing Kermit the Frog. Orphan season 4 will happen on February 30th. Oh wait, you're funny, Cap. Lady Miss thinks you're funny too. Life can have transactions and DLC and loot boxes. What's DLC? What's DLC, Medallion? I'm missing something there. If you want to share. Should we trust Yoda? All his lines were written by Hollywood. I don't know. Listen, George Lucas was a huge not fan. George Lucas was a huge not fan of Hollywood for most of his life, and the whole. I'm not going to get into that. I wish channels like, and maybe Teague can go this way with this channel. I wish channels would start to address the big channels. I wish channels would start to address the why we're getting crappy Star Wars and crappy Trek. The why, because it's a huge freaking psyop. That's why. I wish people would address that. I wish Teague would address it. Teague's a really smart guy. Maybe there's a niche there, Teague, because other people aren't doing it. Doomcock's not doing it. I keep bringing it up to Doomcock. Why doesn't you do it? Why don't you talk about the why? Love Doomcock. I'm not criticizing my friend Doomcock. Love Doomcock. I can't think of I also brought it up to Nerdrotic at some point, to Gary. He's not doing it. I can't think of a lady or two whose software would be fun to download. Okay. Professor Brainy Specs, good to see you, my friend. I miss Professor Brainy Specs' histories and mysteries. History mysteries. Take care. Thank you, Connie. Good to see you. Thank you, my friend. So I'm more interested in psychology of politics, like how both sides absolutely lose their minds when someone doesn't agree with them. Oh, yeah. The psychology of politics is very interesting. Absolutely. I noticed there's a difference between American and Britain. Americans seem to tell you who they are voting for, but the British tend to keep silent. That's very true. Americans are very open about it. I think it also has to do because Americans have always felt very safe, compared to other countries. They felt very safe about talking their politics. Maybe not so much in certain periods of time, but overall. I also hate how climate science is politicized. Yeah, climate science being politicized is ridiculous. We're going through changes. Whether those changes are man-made or not man-made or natural, that's a different story. We're going through some changes. You can be an optimistic person, but to be too optimistic to the point of self-deception is akin to toxic positivity. It's a denial of reality, says Medallion. Well, there are situations where, like Medallion is saying, there are situations where people can be living in denial, and it's not a river in Egypt, but in denial. So that is the truth. And I got to say, though, there's a very fine line between living in denial and starting to construct and project a new reality. And I don't want you guys to be afraid of beginning to construct and project into reality a new vision, a better vision, a more positive, a more of what you want. Okay. And I don't want to sound all like law of attraction secret here. Law of attraction secret is only touching upon a small part of these concepts, but there's a big reality to your frame of mind. How you view reality has a lot to do with what you're getting from it. Medallion. And so you're absolutely right. There's a fine line though there. And I urge people to be aware of not being in denial of something, but if you're consciously making a choice to go further, and to progress, right? To make progress in your vision, your expectations, your dreams. I urge you to go further and to make a choice, and to not to live in denial, but to be aware of that choice that you're making. This is a very good point, actually, that Medallion brought up. Thank you, Medallion. Pete, doesn't matter who you ask about control. You have both sides brainwashed to believing that they will be controlled if the other side wins. The thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is that it's not about left and right anymore. It's not about left and right. And if you start to see what's going on, it's not about left and right anymore. By the way, there's tons of stuff going on, Deej. There's tons of stuff going on behind the scenes. And a lot of it has to do with disclosure stuff. A lot of it has to do with disclosure stuff. That's why RFK is hell bent. Well, I don't want to say hell bent. It's understandable. He wants to know what's in the JFK files, what's in the and regarding his dad's death as well, and he wants to know all that stuff, and it's very understandable. I think there's a lot of things that are going to surprise us, or going to surprise many people in the coming years, right? My next stream, guys, Curtis Selby's next stream. But in fact, when I win, I will control the world. I'm sure you will. That was very Pinky in the Brain comment. Well, the brain. It was very the brain comment, wasn't it? Deej. I could see Deej there just with his pinky in his mouth on his tractor. You're sitting there with your pinky, right? This, right, Deej? Like trying to take over the world on that tractor. 2 videos over 12K views. Shit, that's great. Wow. Oh, you're talking about Prophet, huh? Oh, yeah. Prophet's done some good stuff in his channel. First Rule Deej World, pineapple pizza every Saturday night. I love pineapple pizza. I know. Listen, when I was younger, I thought pineapple pizza was crazy, but I love it now. Candy corn every holiday, including birthdays. February 30th. No, not February 30th, but February 32nd, actually, says Medallion. All right. I want to talk about one more thing. And I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to Tim and Sarah's podcast before. And our Happily Shift community, if Kathy is still here, she listens to this. And I was listening to this podcast. I'm going to share it because I want, if you get our friend Tim Tactics, I want you guys to either subscribe to it or Spotify, or this is a very good podcast. It's mostly about, to be honest, it's really a lot about personal growth, which is kind of Sarah's specialty, and Tim's, of course, is the disclosure guy for Germany. Very, very sweet guy, very brilliant guy. Both of them are. Tim and Sarah podcast. All right, so this is something that I usually talk about a lot, and I usually talk about a lot because it's kind of fascinating to me, and so this is something that I heard Tim saying in the first half of the podcast. Tim brought it up, and they were both talking about it. There's positivity in every day. Don't let the bad outshadow the good. Carlo, absolutely agree. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, Deej is crazy. Obviously, Deej is crazy. You got your hands on Bird of Five's ruler guide. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you. You guys are making it a great stream. Their participation. You guys are making it a great stream. My pal Cap has given his 2 cents there. All right. What's a doomcock? Sounds painful but fun. Painful but fun. See how positive Carlo is. Doomcock is a great guy. He's a good friend. He's very loyal. He's very authentic. He's very true. And it doesn't even matter that we don't see his face or know his name. It doesn't matter. He's a very authentic guy. Very good person. Very authentic guy. He's very passionate about his stuff. And sometimes people don't agree. I don't agree with he takes my friend Doomcock sometimes takes that negativity needle too far. I don't think it does him good, to be honest. If you're listening, Doomcock, I love you, buddy. I think that you're an amazing leader of the community. I think that negativity needle goes too high. It's not good for you. I know that some of these guys who some of our friends who are bigger channels who built a lot on the channel. I think you guys think that there's not a pivot. I think there is a pivot. I think there's a pivot with creativity. You guys can be creative and step away a little bit at least from the negativity. And I know he has a little bit. And I don't want to be talking about anybody, but I'm not the only reason I'm talking about Doomcock is because I appreciate him and I love him. But I think that a lot of these bigger channels are afraid or they're concerned, and it's logical. They're concerned about stepping a little away from the negativity, but they can pivot. They can pivot in a creative way with creativity. There are creative ways to pivot away from the negativity, and the algorithm. I don't. That's the way I feel. Some of you guys might say that the algorithm is not going to support that. I think it will. I also think that there's tools. What about, I think it's a great time for our sponsor, actually. One of our tools, one of those tools for pivoting from negativity is, of course, Boosterify. So there you go. All right. Now I want to the devil controls the world. They do in New Jersey hockey. The devil. James is funny. No, the devil does not control the world. I just realized your voice reminds me of a talk radio show host I listened to growing up in Canada. Unfortunately, he got canceled, though I still think she lied and I got him. What is? Unfortunately, he got canceled, though. I still think she lied and it got him fired. Oh, somebody. Oh, I got to listen. Well, anyway, I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about that. That's a human resources issue, which I know a lot about, too much about because I've done a lot of human resources, HR stuff, a lot of HR stuff. You'd be surprised. A lot of HR people hear the real story. You'd be surprised, guys. You'd be surprised. There are lots of fabrications, guys. Anyway, so Tim, I put the podcast in here. I put Tim and Sarah podcast. Okay, the Tim and Sarah podcast, and it's actually not called the Tim and Sarah podcast. It's called On the Ride podcast. On the Ride podcast because they teach. Yes, thank you, Kati, thank you. It's called On the Ride podcast. Thank you, my friend. Now, Tim was bringing something up that I talk a lot about, and it's the concept of Schadenfreude, and it's a German word, and it basically means when people take pleasure in other people's misfortune, right? And I don't know, did you listen to that podcast yet, Kati? Just out of curiosity, did you listen to it yet? So what the fuck are you talking about? Peach has never been on your show? That's baloney. I've never been on your channel. Wow, you must have been really drunk that night, Deej, or those nights. I have been on your channel. Oh, I said me on his show. Oh, Doomcock's never had me on. Okay, yeah, he's never had Deej. That's true. He doesn't know what he's missing. He doesn't know what he's missing, Deej. All right. So, taking pleasure in the misfortune of others, and intertwined with that, and there's something that Tim talked about. I haven't listened to the whole episode yet, but I listened to part of it. And got to say, I just started listening to the podcast. I'm not done listening to it. Okay, yeah, I'm not done either. But hopefully tonight. Um, they also talked about. He's starting to talk about. I actually did not even finish this part of the podcast where Tim and Sarah are talking about this, but the drama. First of all, people taking pleasure in other people's misfortunes, but also something very connected to that, very connected to the Schadenfreude, is people needing drama in their lives, right? People needing drama to their lives, and there are people, or there are friends in our lives, right? There are people who act unnecessarily um, to create conflict, to do things that are not necessary, right? And do those people enjoy drama? They might, not necessarily. And when I say those people, I mean everybody really, because we all do this on some level. We all do this on some level. We have all done this on some level, right? And I would like if everybody in the chat could admit, right? We've all engaged this in our humanity. We've all engaged in the drama at some point, right? On some level. Some people like it more than others. Okay. Think Pete's is talking about me. No, I'm actually not talking about you. You know I'm not talking about you. My sister is using my chosen one status for her own benefit. Oh, I see. Um, I grew up. I don't enjoy the drama anymore. Yeah, and it has a lot to do with growing up, doesn't it? A lot of times too. Listen, I want to say this: the drama, many times, is an escape. Okay, the drama, in many times, is an escape, much like watching a soap opera or a telenovela, right? Is an escape. Okay. Um, it can be an escape. Some people become addicted to this escape. Some people become addicted to this escape. Some people take joy, too much satisfaction. There's obviously times when we all need to talk, and we listen. There may be times where you need to talk to a friend or friends, and you need support from them or whatever. The question is, where does support end, or sharing end, and where does drama begin, right? And and I want to congratulate several people, by the way, in our community, for leaving drama behind. That's important. Um, and when I see drama being left behind, that's really important for our community in general, and it's important for them individually. There needs to be healing in our lives, guys. There needs to be healing in your life. There needs to be healing. There needs to be integration. Integration means being able to understand a negative situation. Integration means being able to understand a negative situation. It also regards faith. It also needs faith, right? And integration helps you process something negative, learn from it, and go and be happy. Go and be positive. Hey, Outlaw Bill, good to see you, my friend. Formerly known as Jedi Bill, he's done with a Jedi. Good to see you, Outlaw Bill. I love that profile, by the way. Um, I'm old enough to. Um, okay. So I would ask you guys that something, excuse me, I'm almost losing my voice. Somebody's putting in a Stephen Walton link. Thank you, CJH. Thank you, my friend. Talks about stuff like this. Oh, yeah. He's talking about, sometimes Stephen is talking about stuff like this. Absolutely. I got all the drama I ever wanted for my marriage. Thank God that is over, says Curtis. I understand. I roll up my channel. When the drama happens, I roll my eyes and change the channel. It's good for you, John. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. What will we do without Deej? The shakedown benefits all. The shakedown benefits all. Listen, sometimes there can be benefits to getting everything out in the open. Sometimes that is true. There can be benefits to getting everything out in the open. But again, do you stay there? Do you stay in those moments of drama? And if there's moments of drama, do you stay? Do you want more? Or is it becoming addictive? Okay. Do you stay and I want more drama? And a lot of times people will use it as a crutch and go back to it. People will generate conflict. People will generate. There's people in your environment where these are usually low energy people, and I don't like saying low energy people because I think everybody is worthy. But there's people who are at this present time in low energy vibrations, right? Let's just say that. And a lot of times, people who are at those moments, some people are in those moments far longer than others. But people who are in low energy vibrations can be can start to use this as a crutch, go back to it. They feel better. The Schadenfreude is the taking pleasure in other people's misfortune is very connected to the whole drama thing. It's not exactly the same thing. It's can be a little different, but they're all very connected. You can't integrate something dangerous to your system. No, and when I say, no, you can't. All right. Well, integration can take many forms and on many levels. Okay. Now, integration can be forgiveness. It can be understanding somebody or why they acted that way, even though you don't agree with it. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in contact with somebody you've had a conflict with. So there's all kinds of levels, and I understand what James is saying. Thank you, James, for bringing that up. There's all kinds of levels and all kinds of scenarios of integration. There's all kinds of levels and forms of integration. But thank you for pointing that out, my friend. Just finished fixing a statue. I bought. I had to hot glue and spray paint. Why am I? Hold on a second. CJH. All right. Before we wrap up, I have to. I have to. Hold on one sec. Oh, I can't find the clip. I was going to play the clip. I can't find the clip. All right. I was thinking about CJH. I was thinking about the clip on the Goonies where they're trying to glue something back together. Had to hot glue and spray paint a bunch because they were broke until upon delivery. But upon delivery, oh no! Honestly, reviews say they usually get broke. Oh, okay. Oh, you fixed it and you're gonna. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Well, listen. Talk about integration. He's literally piecing something back together. CJH. He's integrating that statue. The situation. He's integrating the situation and the statue, literally. That's great, CJH. All right. Have a great night, all. Pills are finally kicking in. And yeah, Deej, you have fun with those pills, my friend. Get some rest. Get some rest, my friend. He's getting loopy. Okay. Well, you've been loopy most of the stream, my friend. All right. I can't believe we're coming up on 2 hours. We're going to wrap this up, guys. I want to thank everybody, guys. I want to thank everybody for Masochists. Good luck, Deej. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Kati. You have a great night, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us and enjoying your company, Kati. I need to take notes from Bill. I want to thank everybody, guys. We're gonna wrap up. Listen, stay with this. You get one life, as far as we know. I mean, a lot of people believe in reincarnation. Who knows? But we're here for a reason. Let's make the best of it. You listen. We are in. I don't want to say a simulation, because it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. We're in an interactive reality where we are engaging with the creation of the reality on some level. What I want you guys to stay with, what I want you guys to take away from this is that feedback from you, who you are, what you're feeling, what your essence is, emotionally, intellectually, is having an impact on the reality that's being created around you. So if you're going to have an impact, and this is true, this is absolutely even demonstrated scientifically, that there is some impact on the reality around you that you're having. The thing is that science doesn't understand it properly yet. But if we're having some impact on our reality, why not choose to make it a little bit better than a little bit worse? And that's the only thing I want to, you guys walk away with tonight. We are not Moriarty in the Hollow Cube. Or are we? Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, everybody. Thank you, everybody, the stream. Thank you. Let me just go through before we wrap up. Before we wrap up, Curtis. Thank you, Curtis. Good to see you. Outlaw Bill, Time Prophet. Our condolences to you, Time Prophet, and lots of love to you, my friend. And I hope you are doing okay. John Beagle Dad. Don't forget the spacewalk at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, Pilar. See, our Kennedy Space Center correspondent. We need to have a little serious talk, John, because you're always contributing so much in that sense. Sci-Fi Mombi, good to see you. Sci-Fi Mombi, I'm sure, streaming later. She's streaming her Took Us Off. Philip Gaming, my evil Vulcan friend. CJ8, thank you, CJ8, you did a lot of sharing today. Thank you, my friend, and lots of love to CJ8. Lots of love to you, my friend. Thank you for sharing that. You're sharing. Lots of you guys shared, Time Prophet and CJ8, and lots of you guys shared. The sharing often helps others to learn vicariously, to learn through others. So thank you. It's greatly appreciated, and lots of love to you, my friend. To all of you. Lots of love to all of you. Sort of purpose. Hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Kati, Outlaw Bill, Kati, thank you, Kati, for being here. Always wonder, a beacon of positivity is Kati. Thank you, Kati, for being here. Let me just check one thing real quick. All right. Philip Gaming. I don't want to make sure I don't want to miss anybody. Curtis. Thank you, Curtis, for sharing as well. Everybody's sharing. Deej, thank you for your sharing in particular, my friend. Yes, go Deej's loopiness and sharing, loopiness sharing. Carlo, James Caserta, Maria Tiantelli, Misty Girl, Louise Sparrow. Good to see you, Louise. Tom Beagle Dad. I just want to make sure there's been so many people in here. Professor Brainy Specs, LDG was in here. Tons of people. Tons and tons of people. Captain Phantom Nerd, of course. Thank you for sharing, Captain Phantom Nerd. Where'd you go? There you go. Professor Brainy Specs. Carlo. What is it? Doomcock sounds painful but fun. Donnie Don. Good to see Donnie Don, my friend Donnie Don. I don't think I said hi to you before, Donnie Don. I put you up there, but I didn't say hi to you. I don't think. Good to see you, my friend Donnie Don. Medallion. Thank you for sharing so much, Medallion. Of course, everybody. That's about as far back as I can go. DJ Ronnie, Connie, Sci-Fi Mambi, and so many. So thank you guys. Have a blessed day and week. And JPRPH1. There you go. JPRPH1. Thank you, my friend, for popping in here. Guys, life is beautiful. It has its challenges. Sometimes it has a lot of challenges. Lots and lots of challenges. So if you're going through lots and lots of challenges right now, know that you are loved. Know that your family, your online family, is here and supporting you and sending you lots of prayers and love. And if you're spiritual, use that spirituality. And the only thing I can say is that things will improve. And sometimes they get worse before they improve, sometimes. But things will improve. Things will improve. And it's best to learn from the challenges, and it's best to be happy when you can, and in what form you can. And to smile every once in a while. It's important to smile every once in a while. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your wonderful participation. The Planetary Union coaching is going to be we're back. We had a little sabbatical. I destroyed my. Well, I didn't destroy it. I had my arm thing for a while, and we've been setting it aside for a little bit for several reasons, but we're back. And loving your participation. Thank you, everybody. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, evening, morning, wherever you are. All right. Let's find, where is he? Where is he? There he is.
It's all I've got to say.
for those of you who are still here, shh, don't tell people we do this. Don't tell anybody we do this. I'm just kidding. One more clip. One more Orville clip. Which one? Which one?
Oh no, I am losing.
All right, guys. And with the final clip, we say goodbye.
You're an interesting species. We'll meet again.